Okay, on this video, I'm going to show you how to do phase changes. And also I'll show you again how to save the position. So when I go up, his face goes up, goes right, his face goes right, left, goes left, down, his eyes go down. So I'm going to show you how I did that, and then I'll go over the save the position, because when I go back out of this game and go back in, he'll be saved in this location. See, he's saved in this location here. Alright, so I want to talk about that in the phase changes. Alright, so first thing is the saved position. There's a question mark there called object controller. Make sure it's in the room. Go into object controller and do a create. Then in the control tab, bring over a coded sheet, and you're going to say this. This will basically, this is saved in the directory on your phone, and then it's going to jump after a millisecond. It's going to jump to the alarm 0. Alarm 0, so go to add event and do alarm 0, because that's what the code says, alarm 0. Drag over another coded sheet, and it's going to save the player X and Y position. Whatever you name your player, make sure you put it right here in the X and the Y, because mine's called object player, so it's called object player. Keep this player, do not change this, and keep it caps, like the first letter is capped. Keep it that way, as well as the X and Y coordinate. But just make sure that your X dot and Y dot, make sure to give your player your unique name, whatever you name your player, in these locations here. And then it's going to close out. It's going to write it. Basically, that's what's happening here. And then, yeah, this alarm 0 is, I don't know why that's, I don't think that's needed there. I don't know why. I don't think this is required, but I think we'll leave it in there. I don't know why, because it's in the create the alarm 0 code. I'm just gonna leave it in there because it works. All right, and then in the player, in the create, drag over a coded sheet in the control tab, and you're gonna save this. So this is going to basically save the actual position of where he's at in the room width and room height. And it's saved into the INI file. Alright. And I'll put all this code in the description below. I've talked about the save position, but the video is not as clear as I thought it would be. So I'm just reiterating it again. And then now I'm going to talk about the player, how to make the phases change. So in the edit, you can see that I have the origin set to X16, Y16 in the middle there. In the edit, you got 5 faces, different directions, and they switch constantly, animate constantly. So I drew all this up in the program of GameMaker here and made 5 different images. One right, one left, down, up, and then not moving. And each image has a corresponding number, which is what I used to make this happen. So in the crate, grab over another coded sheet, and you're going to say that image index equals a 0, image speed equals 0. So this is going to basically keep the image to being on the first image, which is the face looking straight at the camera, and it's not going to animate. That's what's happening here. So it's keeping it not animating, and it's going to keep it at image 0, which is the face that's looking straight at you, which is that one, because it says image 0 corresponds to that image there. All right. When I move left, I'm going to bring over in the main 1 tab a change sprint and set it to self. Then the sprint is the PSR player, which is the main image, which is right there. But what you're going to do is you're going to change the sub image. The sub image is 4, speed 0. So the sub image is 4. So in the edit, sub image is 4. So you can see right here that he's going to go left. The sub image is 4. So that's the image I choose. And like I said, you keep the speed at 0 so it doesn't animate. So it's going to jump to sub image 4, which is going left, when you press left. When you release left, you're going to make it go back to sub image 0. So it's going to go to image 0, which is straightforward. So when you release, it's going to go to sub image 0. When you press down left, it's going to go to image 4. And you do that process for the rest of the buttons too. So when you go up, when you press up, you're going to do sub image 1, speed 0. Sub image, and that's going to be, see, image 1 going up. Image 1 going up. Speed 0, so it doesn't animate. Then when you release, it's going back to sub image 0, which is going to be the image 0, looking straight at the camera. Then when you go right, goes to sub image 3. Sub image 3. Release goes back to sub image 0, and then when you go down, goes to sub image 2 right here. Then when you release, it will go back to image 0. And that's pretty much it. That's how you do the image changes. Now this, like I said, this is for a simple game. When you're dealing with more complex images, and like when you're doing like the running sequence, then I would use the switch change instance. All right, well, that's pretty much it in this tutorial. I think I talked about everything here. Yep. All right, thanks for watching.